Before you touch any cleaner, before you pour anything into your washing machine, you need to hear this because this one truth changes how you see your top-load washer forever. A top-load washing machine can look perfectly clean from the inside and still be one of the dirtiest appliances in your home. No visible stains, no black mold on the rim, no obvious slime. And yet, your clothes come out smelling weird, sometimes musty, sometimes sour, sometimes fine at first, then bad an hour later. That smell is not imagination. It is not normal. And it is definitely not coming from your clothes. It is coming from hidden buildup inside the machine places water touches every single wash, but humans almost never clean. Most people never deep clean a top-load washer properly. They run one hot cycle, maybe add vinegar, maybe throw in baking soda, and they assume the job is done. But here's the uncomfortable reality. A normal wash cycle is designed to clean clothes, not to clean the machine itself. And a quick cleaning cycle without preparation often makes the smell worse, not better. Today, we're going to do something different, step by step, slowly, correctly. And once you understand what's actually happening inside your washer, you'll never use it the same way again. Let me start with a real story from the United States, because this problem shows up in American homes more than people admit. A family in Michigan had a top-load washer that was only 4 years old. No mold visible, no leaks, but towels smelled bad no matter what detergent they used. They blamed the water, they blamed the detergent brand, they even blamed their clothes. When a technician finally opened the machine during a service call, what he found shocked them: thick gray-brown residue coating the inner tub walls, sludge under the agitator, and detergent buildup hardened like glue. The washer wasn't broken, it was contaminated, and every wash was spreading that contamination back onto clean clothes. This happens because top-load washers clean differently than front-loaders, but they fail in quieter ways. Top-loaders use more water, yes, but they also trap residue in places you never see. Under the agitator, beneath the inner tub, along the outer tub walls. These areas stay damp, dark, and warm. From a scientific point of view, that is the perfect environment for bacteria. Bacteria don't need dirt to survive. They need moisture and food. And detergent residue is food. Here's where the psychology tricks people. Because the washer fills with water, swishes, drains, and refills, people assume everything inside is being flushed clean. But flushing is not scrubbing. Water alone does not remove sticky films. Over time, soap residue binds with minerals from hard water and oils from clothes. This creates a layered film, what we call buildup. Once bacteria colonize that film, they form biofilm, a protective shield that resists normal cleaning. That's why smells return again and again. Now, before we even start the deep clean, there is a critical step almost every video skips. You must prepare the machine, or the deep clean will fail. This means the washer must be completely empty. No clothes, no detergent left in the dispenser, no fabric softener residue sitting in the cup. Anything left inside becomes an obstacle. Think of this like surgery. You don't operate without preparation. The first thing we deal with is the most ignored part of a top-load washer, the agitator. That tall plastic column in the center looks harmless, but it's one of the dirtiest parts of the machine. Many people don't even realize it can be removed or opened. Inside the agitator, moisture gets trapped, lint falls in, detergent splashes in and never fully rinses out. Over months and years, it becomes a hidden container of odor. When the washer runs, water moves through it, pulling smell back into the drum. When you remove or open the agitator and look inside for the first time, many people feel genuine shock. What you find is not a little dirt, it's sludge. It smells concentrated because it's been sealed away. Scientifically, this area acts like a reservoir. Cleaning the drum without cleaning the agitator is like washing your hands but never cleaning under your fingernails. Once you expose that area, you don't rush. Rushing spreads residue instead of removing it. Warm water loosens the buildup. A brush provides mechanical action. This combination, heat plus friction, is what actually breaks biofilm. Chemicals alone are not enough. This is where many people fail. They rely only on cleaners and skip physical removal. But biofilm is designed to resist chemicals. You must disrupt it. Now here's a detail that sounds small but matters more than people think. The temperature of the water you use during this step determines success or failure. Cold water hardens greasy residue. Warm to hot water softens it. That's chemistry, not opinion. When residue softens, it releases from plastic surfaces. That's when it can be flushed away. Without heat, you're just moving it around. After the agitator comes the drum itself, but not in the way most people do it. People focus on the visible metal and forget what's underneath. In a top-load washer, there is an inner tub and an outer tub. Water flows between them. Detergent and dirt get trapped there. You can't see it, but you can clean it if you understand how water circulation works. When you run a deep clean cycle with the correct water level, temperature, and cleaning agent, the goal is not foam. Foam is bad. Foam means excess detergent. The goal is chemical reaction and movement that reaches behind the scenes. This is where many myths die. Vinegar alone does not remove heavy detergent buildup. Baking soda alone does not kill bacteria. These things can help in light cases, but in machines with long-term odor, they often fail. That's why people think their washer is impossible to fix. It's not impossible. It's just misunderstood. In the United States, technicians often recommend oxygen-based cleaners or chlorine-based cleaners for one reason: they break down organic matter. Organic matter is what causes smell. When used correctly, correct amount, correct temperature, correct timing, these cleaners penetrate biofilm. But timing is everything. Ending the cycle early ruins the process. Starting another cycle too soon dilutes it. You have to let chemistry finish its work. And here's the twist most people don't expect. After the deep clean cycle finishes, the washer is not done. In fact, this is where many people accidentally undo everything. If you close the lid immediately and walk away, moisture stays trapped inside. Moisture feeds the very bacteria you just weakened. Drying is not optional. Drying is part of cleaning. Airflow completes the process by removing the environment bacteria need to recover. This is where habit change begins to matter more than products. A washer that stays damp will always smell eventually. A washer that dries regularly rarely does. Now, pause here for a moment, because in the next part we are going to connect this deep clean to daily habits that either protect your machine or slowly destroy it again. We'll expose why extra detergent for extra dirty clothes is one of the worst things you can do, why fabric softener is a silent contributor to hidden buildup in top-load washers, and how one simple weekly routine keeps bad smell from ever coming back. Everything in the next part builds directly on what you've just learned. If you stop now, you'll clean your washer once. If you continue, you'll understand how to keep it clean for years. Now we move to the part that decides everything. Because a deep clean can fix the problem once, but habits decide whether the bad smell comes back quietly after a few weeks, or disappears for good. Most people fail here, not because they didn't clean properly, but because they unknowingly restart the same conditions that created the hidden buildup in the first place. Let's start with the most common daily mistake: using too much detergent. This is not a small issue. This is one of the main reasons top-load washing machines develop bad smell over time. Modern detergents are highly concentrated. They are designed to work in small amounts. When you use more than needed, the extra detergent does not rinse away. Instead, it sticks to the drum, the agitator, the inner walls, and the outer tub you can't see. That sticky residue becomes food for bacteria. Scientifically, detergent contains surfactants and organic compounds. Bacteria feed on those compounds, so every extra pour is not extra clean, it is extra buildup. In many U.S. households, people measure detergent with the cap and fill it to the top. What they don't realize is that the cap is designed to encourage overuse. In real testing, most normal loads in a top-load washer need far less than what people use. When families reduce detergent by half, two things happen almost immediately. Clothes rinse cleaner, and the washer stops holding on to that soapy smell. This feels counterintuitive, but it works because the machine finally gets a chance to flush itself clean. Now let's talk about fabric softener, the silent destroyer of washing machines. Fabric softener does not clean clothes. It coats them. It leaves a waxy layer that makes fabric feel soft. That same waxy layer sticks inside your washer. It lines the tub, coats the agitator, and clings to hoses. It traps moisture and bacteria underneath it. Over time, it turns into a sticky film that never fully dries. This is one of the biggest contributors to hidden buildup in top-load washers. Technicians across the United States report the same pattern again and again. Machines with strong, persistent odor almost always have long-term fabric softener use. When people stop using it, the smell slowly fades and does not return. This does not happen overnight, but it happens permanently. If you want softness without buildup, dryer balls, or proper rinsing are safer alternatives. The key point is simple. Anything that coats fabric will also coat your machine. Now here's a habit that sounds boring, but it's incredibly powerful. Hot maintenance washes. Washing everything in cold water saves energy, but it also allows bacteria to survive. Cold water does not kill microbes effectively. In a top-load washer, this means bacteria slowly accumulate inside the system. The solution is balance. You don't need to wash all clothes in hot water, but you do need to run an empty hot wash regularly once every 1 or 2 weeks to reset the machine. Heat breaks down residue. Heat disrupts biofilm. Heat kills odor-causing bacteria. Without heat, smell problems slowly rebuild no matter how clean the washer looks. Let's bring this back to real life again. A family in Arizona struggled with a bad-smelling top-load washer for years. They cleaned it multiple times, but the smell always returned. The only changes they made after one proper deep clean were these: less detergent, no fabric softener, one hot, empty wash every week, and leaving the lid open after use. 6 months later, the washer still smelled neutral. No fragrance, no mustiness, just clean. The machine didn't change, the system did. And this brings us to one of the most underestimated steps of all: drying the washer. A top-load washer that stays closed after use stays damp inside. Damp environments are breeding grounds for bacteria. Leaving the lid open allows airflow to evaporate trapped moisture from the drum, agitator, and inner tub. This single habit dramatically reduces odor over time. Yes, it's inconvenient. Yes, it changes how your laundry area looks. But from a scientific standpoint, drying removes the one thing bacteria cannot live without: moisture. Now, let's connect everything into one simple system you can remember without effort. Deep clean the washer properly, not rushed, not halfway. Use less detergent than you think you need. Avoid fabric softener if odor has ever been an issue. Run regular hot maintenance washes. Let the washer dry completely after use. When these 5 things work together, top-load washing machines do not smell. Not after a week, not after a month, not after a year. Here's the final truth most people never hear. Washing machines don't become smelly because they are old or cheap. They become smelly because modern machines require modern habits. Once you understand how residue, moisture, and bacteria interact, the mystery disappears. The bad smell stops being frustrating and starts being predictable. And anything predictable can be prevented. If you've watched this far, you now know more about your washing machine than most people ever will. You know where hidden buildup forms. You know why quick fixes fail. And you know how to deep clean and maintain a top-load washer the right way. So before you replace your machine, before you buy another product, before you assume the smell is normal, apply what you learned here. One change at a time, one habit at a time. Because a washing machine is meant to clean, not contaminate. And if this video helped you see your washer differently, stay connected. More real explanations, more real fixes, and more everyday problems solved the right way are coming next.